Hello, Alan Day here again for our seventh question for the FDDS No Better blog. I'm answering the question about this quote by Robert Greene. If you succeed a great man or have a famous parent, you will have to accomplish double their achievements to outshine them. And then it asks, when considering whether or not to accept a leadership opportunity, do you rely on facts, thinking, or intuition, feeling? Please explain. So, regarding the quote, I couldn't agree less, actually. Granted, if your parents are, the president or something really great like that, maybe it would be different. But I think I've already outshone my parents in many ways. I think it's expected that by now I would be on the path to doing much better than them. And I think that's quite obvious because they've provided me with the opportunities that they never had. So it's really how it should be. Um, Whereas they got very far on, you could argue very little, I guess. And they've built a very successful life, a good family, and everything. It was my turn now, and it was very easy for me because I have a great family. I have a successful establishment at home. There's not any instability or anything, so I didn't have to work twice as hard. I didn't even have to work as hard, I don't think. Um, so I have to disagree with that quote, although I think it must be true in some cases. Um, but anyhow, that's my views on that. As to whether or not I use thinking or feeling when considering whether or not to accept a leadership opportunity, I think it all depends, and it's all about balance. That being said, there's obvious benefits to using facts. Facts are sort of concrete; they always go right or wrong in some ways. They should lead to logical outcomes, but I don't think they always do. So I have to stress that balance is necessary because I was reading about a company, a tech company called OnLive. They're based in California, I think, and they recently had a board meeting and they told their employees that they were laying off more than half of them. Um, in fact, basically, they were laying off their whole staff because they were going to restructure. It was sort of complicated, but they had not hinted at this. They had not led up to it at all. People were shocked. There were some people that it didn't register with them at all. And then they were handed out their slips and seeing, do you stay or do you go? And I think they did this to avoid straight up bankruptcy in the legal term. So it saved them from the legal term and stigmas of bankruptcy and allows them to pursue a less harmful way of getting back to profitability. But on the other side, you have all these social costs. And I think probably a ton of the people that they're keeping on board are not going to want to stay there after that. So this shows that you have to take the social aspect of any situation into consideration when you make any decision. This was really poor HR management. This was really poor management as a whole. And people are really mad. People are shocked. And I think it illustrates my point again. So when I make decisions about whether or not to take on something, um, sometimes I think the primary use of my intuition is as regards to the job, whether or not I will like it and whether or not I'll really synchronize with it. Because there can be jobs that are really great for my career or my resume, but that I'm going to hate. So I think it's always good to take into account your emotions and use facts to come to a balanced decision that makes everybody as happy as possible. That's my blog post for this week. It went incredibly smoothly, I think. You have a great week. Bye.